What if the ocean's bounty was no more? What if the fish we've taken for granted disappeared? A chilling thought, isn't it? But this isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's a stark reality we're hurtling towards, thanks to overfishing. Overfishing, in simple terms, is the act of catching fish from our seas at a rate that the population can't replenish. And the impact of overfishing is far-reaching, affecting not just the marine life, but also the millions of people who rely on the sea for their livelihood and sustenance. Our seas are in a state of crisis. A crisis brought about by our insatiable appetite for seafood, lax regulations, and a lack of awareness about the dire consequences of our actions. The great blue expanse that covers more than 70% of our planet is being pushed to its limits, and the repercussions are already starting to show. Let's talk numbers for a moment. It's estimated that around 90% of the world's fisheries are either fully exploited, overexploited, or depleted. That's a staggering figure. We're talking about a significant depletion of a resource that millions of people around the world depend on for their livelihood and food security. The situation is grave, and it's high time we took note. Fish species that were once abundant are now on the brink of extinction. Coral reefs, the rainforests of the sea, are dying out. The intricate web of life in our oceans is being disrupted, and this could have serious implications for our planet's health. The ocean is a world of wonder and mystery, teeming with life and playing a crucial role in maintaining the balance of our planet's ecosystem. But if we continue to plunder its resources at the current rate, we risk losing this treasure trove of biodiversity forever. The next time you enjoy a seafood platter, spare a thought for the sea that it came from. The sea that is being stripped of its wealth, its beauty, and its ability to sustain life. If we continue down this path, our seas might soon turn into underwater deserts. Overfishing isn't just about the fish, it's a domino effect that impacts the entire marine ecosystem. Imagine, if you will, a vast and intricate network of life beneath the waves, where each creature, no matter how small, plays a pivotal role. This is the marine ecosystem, a delicate balance of predator and prey, where the ripple effects of a single change can be felt far and wide. Take, for instance, the Atlantic cod, a species that was once abundant in the North Atlantic. Overfishing led to a drastic decline in their numbers. But what happened next? The smaller fish that the cod used to feast on saw their numbers skyrocket. This surge in population upset the nutrient balance in the ocean, leading to harmful algal blooms. But that's not all. With fewer cod around, their predators, such as seals and larger fish, found their food sources dwindling. This led to a decline in their populations as well, triggering a ripple effect that cascaded through the entire ecosystem. This is what scientists often refer to as a trophic cascade. A single change at one level of the food chain can cause a series of knock-on effects that ripple through the entire ecosystem. It's like setting off a line of dominoes, where toppling just one can set the whole line in motion. And it's not just the creatures of the deep who feel these effects. Overfishing can lead to the loss of critical habitats, such as coral reefs and seagrass meadows, that provide vital nursery grounds for a host of marine species. These habitats also play a crucial role in carbon sequestration, helping to combat climate change. So you see, overfishing impacts more than just our seafood supply. It disrupts the delicate balance of life beneath the waves, threatening the biodiversity and overall health of our oceans. The domino effect of overfishing threatens not only our seafood supply, but the very health of our oceans. Scene script. Can laws and regulations save our seas? They've done it before. If we cast our minds back to the mid-20th century, we find oceans teeming with fish, but also with fleets of fishing vessels eager to reap their bounty. This led to an alarming rate of overfishing that threatened to empty our seas. Enter the Magnuson-Stevens Act of 1976, a landmark piece of United States legislation that regulated fishing in American waters. This act served as a beacon, spotlighting the urgent need for regulation to protect our marine ecosystems. The Magnuson-Stevens Act successfully restored several fish populations, including the Atlantic sea scallop, which was on the brink of collapse in the 90s. Today, it's one of the most valuable fisheries in the United States. That's the power of legislation. Across the pond, the European Union's Common Fisheries Policy has had a similar effect. Implemented in 1983, it was updated in 2014 to ensure sustainable fishing and protect marine ecosystems. As a result, the North Sea cod, once severely overfished, has seen a remarkable recovery. In New Zealand, the quota management system, introduced in 1986, ensured the sustainable use of fish stocks through a system of transferable quotas. This led to the recovery of the hoki fishery, a major economic resource that was once overexploited. So, can legislation save our seas? Evidently, yes. But it's not just about creating laws, it's about enforcing them. It's about international cooperation because fish and marine life don't adhere to national boundaries. It's about updating and adapting these laws as our understanding of marine ecosystems evolves. We've seen the success stories. We know that with effective legislation, we can protect our marine life, our fisheries, and our ecosystems. We can ensure that future generations don't just hear stories about the abundance of fish in the sea, but experience it for themselves. Legislation is a powerful tool in our arsenal against overfishing. It's not the only solution, but it's a vital part of the puzzle. With the right laws in place, we can turn the tide on overfishing. It's not just about stopping fishing, but about fishing smarter. Now, let's dive into the concept of sustainable fishing, a practice that balances our need for seafood with the necessity of preserving marine life. It's about being able to enjoy our favorite seafood dishes now, and ensuring that future generations can do the same. One method of sustainable fishing is seasonal fishing. This isn't a new concept. In fact, it's as old as fishing itself. Seasonal fishing involves understanding the life cycle of fish and only fishing during certain times of the year when the species are mature and have had the chance to reproduce. This gives the fish population a chance to replenish itself, ensuring that we don't deplete our ocean resources. Another method is setting catch limits. Catch limits are a bit like a fisherman's quota, a maximum amount of a specific species that can be caught within a certain time frame. It's like a speed limit for fishing, designed to prevent overfishing and allow fish populations to maintain healthy levels. Then, we have gear restrictions. Fishing gear can sometimes be harmful to marine life, especially when it's not used responsibly. We're talking about nets that trap everything in their path, long lines with countless hooks, and other destructive equipment. Gear restrictions aim to reduce the impact of fishing on the marine environment by promoting the use of less harmful equipment and techniques. Let's not forget about marine protected areas, or MPAs. These are sections of the ocean where human activity, particularly fishing, is regulated or prohibited to protect marine life. It's like creating safe havens for fish and other sea creatures, where they can live and breed undisturbed. In a world where overfishing is a major threat to our seas, these sustainable fishing practices are more important than ever. They're not just about preserving fish stocks, but also about maintaining the health of our oceans and the myriad of life that calls it home. Sustainable fishing practices hold the key to a future where our seas continue to thrive. Every time you choose what to eat, you cast a vote for the kind of world you want. With each meal, you have the chance to support sustainable fishing and help preserve our precious marine ecosystems. Just think about it. When you choose to buy seafood from a business that sources responsibly, you're not just getting a delicious meal. You're also supporting sustainable fishing practices that help to preserve marine life. You're saying yes to healthy oceans, yes to sustainable livelihoods for fishing communities, and yes to a future where our seas teem with life. But how do we know which businesses are the good guys? Look out for credible certification labels on seafood products. These labels are like a seal of approval indicating that the seafood has been responsibly caught or farmed. Examples of these include the Marine Stewardship Council's Blue Fish label and the Aquaculture Stewardship Council's label. By choosing these products, you're helping to reward businesses that care about our oceans. But it's not just about where we buy our seafood from, it's also about what kind of seafood we choose. Some of the most popular fish species are also the most overfished. With so many delicious and sustainable alternatives out there, perhaps it's time we diversified our plates. Lesser known but sustainable fish species like mackerel, hake, and pollock are just as nutritious and tasty. These species are often overlooked, but by choosing them, we can help to relieve the pressure on overfished species. Plus, it's a great way to try something new and expand your culinary horizons. Remember, every choice you make counts. Whether it's choosing certified seafood, supporting businesses that source responsibly, or trying out less popular but sustainable fish species, you're making a difference. You're contributing to the health of our oceans and the preservation of marine life. As consumers, we have the power to drive change with every bite. So next time you're at the fish counter or dining out, think about the kind of world you want. Choose sustainability. Choose the future. Innovation is our greatest weapon in the fight against overfishing. As we forge ahead into the future, we are constantly developing and refining new techniques to protect our marine life. One such innovative solution is aquaculture. Not to be confused with agriculture, aquaculture is the farming of fish, shellfish, and aquatic plants in controlled environments. This method can help alleviate the pressure on wild fish populations by providing an alternative, sustainable source of seafood. Just imagine vast underwater farms teeming with healthy fish, all cultivated to feed our growing population without depleting our seas. Next, let's talk about marine protected areas, or MPAs. These are essentially safe havens for marine biodiversity, places in the ocean where human activities are more tightly regulated than the surrounding waters. Imagine them as underwater national parks, where fish and other marine species can live, breed, and thrive without the threat of being caught. Establishing more MPAs around the world is a proactive way to protect our marine life and help fish populations recover. Finally, we cannot underestimate the power of technology in our battle against overfishing. Advanced tracking systems are now being used to monitor fishing vessels, ensuring they adhere to regulations and don't venture into protected areas. These systems are like the eyes in the sky, keeping a watchful gaze over our oceans day and night. But that's not all. We're also seeing the development of selective fishing gear, designed to catch only certain species or sizes of fish, thus reducing the problem of bycatch. That's when non-target species get caught up in the nets. Innovation, indeed, holds the key to a sustainable future for our seas. It's an exciting time, as we witness the merging of technology and ecology, all with a shared goal: to preserve the richness and diversity of our oceans. With innovation on our way, we can create a future where our seas teem with life. Can we imagine a future where our seas are once again full of life? Let's take a moment to ponder this question. It's not a mere daydream, but a tangible possibility within our reach. Over the course of this video, we've navigated through a sea of questions, looking at the domino effect of overfishing and the power of legislation. We've delved into sustainable fishing practices and the pivotal role of consumers. We've explored innovative solutions that are not just on the horizon but already being implemented. Just as a single drop can cause ripples across an entire pond, each of us holds the power to make a significant difference. Our individual actions, however small they may seem, can collectively lead to a large-scale impact. By choosing sustainably sourced seafood, we send a message to the industry that we value our marine ecosystems. Legislation, too, plays a crucial role in this journey towards abundance. Policies that protect marine life, regulate fishing practices, and promote sustainability are instrumental in preserving our oceans. But these laws are not self-enforcing. They require our support and our vigilance to ensure they are upheld. Innovation is another key player on this stage, from drone technology monitoring illegal fishing activities to farming methods that respect the life cycles of marine species. These solutions are already making waves. They are proof that when human ingenuity is applied with a respect for nature, we can find harmony. The future of our seas is not a foregone conclusion. It's a story yet to be written, and it's a story we all have a part in. We must remember that our oceans are not an endless resource, but a fragile ecosystem that requires our care and protection. The path to abundance is not a lonely one. It is a path we tread together, as consumers, as lawmakers, as innovators, and as stewards of this blue planet. Together, we can ensure a future of abundance, where our seas continue to nourish us for generations to come.